You're now tuned in to the latest, the newest, hottest show on YouTube. I got a story to tell. Hosted by your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. Fire interviews, worldly topics, and much more. Stay tuned. OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. You heard?
Good people. What's rocking? You now tuned in. OG Sonny Blanco, I got a story to tell you. Heard? You already know when you see the scenery like this, you already know what it is. On the job and all that, the JOB and all that, right? I'd rather do a 9 to 5 than 25 any day of the week. You heard? But yo, let's get to it. Today, gonna be a little personal, right? Let's get to it. It's one of them days, right? A little personal. You know, Blanco don't get too personal, but we gonna get a little personal today, right? So, bang. I think the best way to describe this, R.I.P. DMX. Remember anybody who seen Belly, right? And Belly, X said, yo, when it rain, niggas get wet. You heard? When it rain, niggas get wet. You understand me? That's simply saying, yo, it is what it is. You got to accept what it is. You understand me? And cope with it and deal with it and finagle through it and all of that, right? And come out on top. Always more W's than L's. Always more wins than losses. But let's talk about it. When it rain, niggas get wet, right? So you already know Blanco been going through since Mother's Day. You know what I mean? Actually, Mother's Day, when I found my mother, had to call the ambulance and get it sent to the hospital real quick, right? She been in there since Mother's Day, all type of surgeries and whatnot. Matter of fact, she got one today. They had to transport her to another joint, to a specialist out of town and all that, right? So she got one today. Bye. Then my oldest son dumbs out. We ain't gonna talk about that too heavy, you know what I mean? Allegedly, my oldest son dumbs out, you know what I mean? He in a little county joint right now, where he at, right? Alright, when it rain, niggas get wet. Now watch this. We gonna tell you a story today of a young man. I was 15 when this young man was born, right? This is my mother's sister's second son, right? Old spirit. Young man had an old spirit. That may be due to the fact that the young man's father was an older gentleman, right? So he had an old spirit, right? Good young man. Never really been, you know what I mean? Normal shit kids and teenagers do, you know what I mean? Never really been into any trouble, none of that. Went to school, you know what I mean? Graduated high school and all of that, right? Then when he graduates, you know what I mean? He kind of follows his older brother's footsteps. His older brother went into the military. His older brother went into the Air Force and all that. Shout it out. You already love you, baby boy. All right, so his older brother went into the military, so he follows his older brother's footsteps. He goes into the military, but he goes into the Marines, right? Hoorah, Semper Fi and all of that, right? He goes into the Marines. You know, the Marines, they gun-ho. They the first out. You know what I mean? When it's time for the troops to round up, Marines the first out and all of that, right? So he goes to the Marines, does his basic training and all of that. And around this time, the war was big trucks, Paul himself, big trucks and all that driving by. I told you I'm at work, right? Paul himself. But anyway, he goes into the Marines and all of that. And at this time, the war is popping. The last joint, right? Popping heavy when he enlisted to the joint, right? So he goes in, he's a gunner, because he nice with the aiming. And he nice with the shooting and all of that. Nigga's a gunner. He on top of the Humvee and the convoys and all of that. That's his MO, right? So bang, he's in for a couple of years and all of that. They go to war. All right, in the war, his regiment, his platoon and all of that, they doing whatever they do. They in the convoy and all of that. It's one Humvee in front of him. He the second Humvee. The first Humvee rolls over a landmine, blows up and all type shit. The way he described it, it was some movie shit when he told me about this shit, like some movie shit. Body parts and mechanical parts off the Humvee and all types of explosions and fires and blood and guts and gore and all the type stuff, the way he described it to me, right? Like some real live movie shit, some battle scene in a war movie or something, right? It went down like that. So he says off top, they get the gunning. Bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? They get the gunning heavy. Really shooting sporadically because they really, they get the gunning. Then all of a sudden, bang, he gets hit. He catches one in the shoulder, right? They send the young man home, right? But that Marines, it does something to you, the military period, but especially like the Marines, it does something to you like he couldn't wait to get back. His tour of duty is over, right? He got wounded in the line of fire, and all of that, in battle and all of that, right? His tour of duty is over. But see, the Marines, they want you to be gun-ho like that, right? So instead of giving him the proper mental evaluations, you know what I mean? Instead of him going to talk about, you know what I mean, what he just went through, his struggles and his demons, out his own mouth, his demons, right? He goes right back to put demons on top of demons, right? So he home for maybe 6 months or whatever. He goes right back. He didn't have to go back, but he goes right back. Same MO. He a gunner. Same MO. Time for war. He the worst out. The first out, I mean. You know what I mean? When it's time to patrol and all of that, that's what his platoon, his regiment does, right? So bang. This time, it's not a landmine. It's a little kid, a little boy, strapped with a bomb. This is true story, some movie shit. Little boy strapped with a bomb. He said he didn't want to hit him, but he hit him. He had to. Little boy got the bomb on him. He hit him. Since then, my baby boy ain't been the same since then. You heard? Like, he ain't been the same since then. You understand me? One day he called me up. He was like, yo, cousin, listen, man. Because I done held the nigga. I done went to bat for the nigga plenty of times. Then had to smack niggas up for this nigga. You know what I mean? Like, not plenty of times. I think 2 times I went to bat for this nigga. You know what I mean? Ran down on niggas and all of that. Because I tell you, he ain't like that. He ain't like that. He just a cool nigga. He ain't like that. He don't want no drama. He ain't with the smoking or none of that. You know what I mean? He was a good kid. You know what I mean? And niggas violated. You know what I mean? So I had to run down on that. You know what I mean? That's blood right there. That's family right there. Right? So anyway, we talking one day. He used to always put in my comments, yo, I remember when my big cousin did this for me. I remember when my big cousin came all the way down and did that for me. I remember when my big cousin, you know what I mean? Right. So anyway, he calls me up one day. He like, your cousin. Yeah, I'm like, where you been at? I'm trying to get at you. He like, yo, I'm just getting out of rehab. I'm like, rehab? I knew he was drinking a little too much, but I'm thinking that, you know what I mean, the war and all that, you know what I mean? Hey, rehab? He like, yeah, what the fuck you was in rehab for, son? Like, yeah, I was on that dog food. What? Sound like, yeah, I was on that dog food. I'm like, stop playing. He was like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, baby boy? He like, yo, I had to get them demons up off me. I was trying to cope. I was trying to self-medicate. I was trying to do anything to get them demons up off me. I ain't been the same, cousin, since I killed that little boy. I ain't been the same. Then he gets into the story. He like, yo, The convoy blowing up. This is how I found out about the convoy blowing up and all that good stuff. So the convoy blowing up, you know what I mean? The first truck and Humvee and the convoy blowing up, that's war. The guts, the body parts and all that, that's war. He was ready for that. He signed up for that. When he got hit, he was ready for that. He signed up for that. He a patriot. He wanted to serve his country and all of that. This is what comes along with that. He was ready for that. That's war. That's why he went back. You know what I mean? He can't leave his brothers behind. He built a bond with them stronger than family members. You're in life or death situations. Of course you go build a strong bond with these brothers and sisters that's out there with you fighting this war. Right? That's why he went back. He said, that's war. I signed up for that. But ever since he shot that little boy, ever since he took that little boy to his maker, he ain't been the same since. Mind you, this is in the 29s. This ain't Vietnam. They brought back our brothers from Vietnam the same way. They don't give a fuck about you. You expendable. Casualties of war. A commodity. They don't give a fuck about you. But let's get to nowadays. Back to nowadays, right? So he like, yeah, I just got out of rehab. I'm like, oh shit. He tell me a story how he started fucking with the dog food to get the demons up off him and all that. But he clean now, right? I'm like, I bet that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm proud of you, baby boy. Stay clean, baby boy. Stay clean, baby boy. Aight, so bang. Another few months go by. I get a phone call. Hey, yo, cousin, I'm up. Fuck you talk. Yo, the VA just hit me. I got like 40, 50 stacks. I'm up, nigga. I'm about to toss you something. You my big cousin. You always looked out for me. You done handled situations for me and all of that. I'm like, son, you ain't got it. You're like, nah, nigga. You my nigga. I'm about to shoot you something right now. What's your cash at? Bang. Nigga shot it. I'm like, oh, hey, that's what's up, baby boy. Yeah. Shit come back around. I respect that. That's what's up. Hey, so bang. Even though it wasn't even never about no money. Even though I ain't do it, that's my family. And on top of being my family, he ain't a street nigga. He wasn't out there like that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'ma handle that for you. Plus, I love you, little nigga, right? But he shot me something, right? Shabang, a few months go by. Maybe about 6, 7 months. The money done. This nigga hitting like 1,200 a day on smack. A day, shit crazy, right? So I'm like, oh shit. If 6 months go by, nigga hit me up, nigga like your cousin. Remember that shit I sent you? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it was good. You like, yo, I may need a little something. I'm broke. I'm like, yo, son, what happened to the? You like, that's a rap. I did this, I did that. I'm like, it ain't nothing. I had some paper on me. I shot it to him, even though I ain't asking nigga for nothing. Even though the nigga hit me up out the blue, like, yo, I'm up, I'm gonna shoot this to you. I shot the nigga the paper, right? So a few months go by. Again. And this is around April. A few months go by, right? Nigga text me, middle of the night. Like, yo, cousin, you got some paper? I need to do this. I need some paper. Niggas talking about this and that. I owe these niggas. They talking about killing me. They talking about this. They talking about that. I'm thinking the nigga playing. Plus, my little man's birthday is coming up. It's rent time, top of the month and all of that. I'm like, yo, son, listen, I'm pop right now, B. I got to pay rent. My little man's birthday right around the corner. Like, it's quiet right now. Plus, I'm thinking he trying to hit me for some dog food money. Right? As any nigga would. You know what I mean? He trying, I ain't gonna feed this nigga habits, especially no dog food. Nah, we can't do that, playboy. So I brushes it off. Lo and behold, I'm at work Monday. I get a call. My cousin dead. Yeah. Been dead since April. Been dead since April. He been in the coroner's office since April. The only reason they ain't get rid of the body, because 9 times out of 10 they had John Doe it and cremate him or something like that. Only reason they ain't get rid of the body, because he a veteran. They contacted Veteran Affairs and all that good stuff. Veteran Affairs was like, oh, that's a veteran, we go line it up. They set the funeral up already. Before you even contact him, they set the funeral up because nobody knew he was dead. Nobody claimed him. His mother's passed away. His father's been passed away years ago. His older brother, way out of state. This nigga up near, you know what I mean? Way up there, right? Damn near Canada and all of that, right? Don't nobody know. Plus, he been MIA for a little minute, so, you know what I mean? Don't nobody know. Son been dead since April. They burying my cousin today. So it's 2 things. Maybe that nigga was really trying to get some paper, because niggas was go line him if he ain't had that paper. Right? But I can't blame that on me. That wasn't my habit. My biggest point the finger is at the United States of America. How you send your boys home with demons like that. How you use your boys as pawns in this chess game of life you're playing. How you use them as just being expendable. Casualties of war. You messing young men up. You're messing young women up. You're bringing them back home with demons. In his own words, trying to get these demons off me, cousin. So you bringing them back home with demons, right? They don't know how to cope. They can't maintain. They self-medicating and all of that. You give them a couple dollars and think, oh, all right, you good. They scarred for life. So if I could see that in my little cousin, what about all these Vietnam vets or whatever? Right? I understand now. Y'all sent them home with demons. Right? See, yeah, he was more than just a commodity. He was more than a casualty of war. He was way more than expendable. He was a man. He was loved. He was a warrior. R.I.P. Nelly boy. R.I.P. Nelson. I love you. You heard? Easy.
You're now tuned in to the latest, the newest, hottest show on YouTube. I got a story to tell. Hosted by your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. Fire interviews, worldly topics, and much more. Stay tuned. OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell. You heard?